Good evening, everyone, and happy Halloween to those of us who are joining us here for tonight's broadcast. We are live from the E-rena located on the campus of East Los Angeles College for another edition of Husky Volleyball. I'm Albert Robles, bringing you all the action here tonight between your ELAC Huskies and the visiting Mounties of Mt. San Antonio College. Cerwin D. Haynes will be joining us later in the broadcast as he's currently at the soccer game for the women's team here at East Los Angeles College. But on to this one here. The Mounties coming in to tonight's game have an overall record of 17-5 and are 5-0 in their conference, having won 8 straight of their last games and have a record of 5-1 on the road. Meanwhile, your Huskies having a down season this year, coming in tonight with a record of 4-16, 1-2 in the conference, but have won 2 straight games against LA Harbor and Compton, respectively. So it'll be a tough matchup tonight here against the very dominant and formidable Mounties of Mt. San Antonio College. So we'll see what East LA has to bring to the table tonight, and maybe they can possibly steal some sets away from this team. So back to serve for the Mounties. It's number 20, Maya Tiscareno. Benavides punches one over. Can the Mounties recover? They can't. East LA on the board first. And it's going to be critical for East LA to get those quick points on the board against this tough team from Mount Sac. Back to serve for East LA's Susan Santana. Strong serve. And we get an antenna violation against the Mounties as the return serve goes outside the antenna over the net. So point East LA. And that attack from number 10, Emma Carson, also goes into the antenna. So back-to-back antenna violations on the Mounties. 3-0 lead here for your Huskies early on in this first set. And Carson gets the kill for the Mounties, and they're on the board 3-1. They'll take over service duties. Back to serve number 12, Yoretzi Silva out of Downey. And a service error gives it right back over to East LA, 4-1 for East LA. And back to serve number 5, Alondra Cruz for East LA, the libero for your Huskies. Carson strikes. Played off the net, and a violation on the Mounties. Point East LA. Carson strikes. Good block at the net for East LA. Isabel Autozone sets it. Comes back with a strike. Nice dig by Santana. Lovo sets. And Samantha Autozone finds the far corner. Point East LA. Good block by Samantha Autozone. Dug out, Lovo sets. Leah Diaz, big hit. And an attack error by Emma Carson goes right into the net. Point East LA 7-1 Huskies. Alondra Cruz still serving for East LA. Diaz goes for a hit. Mounties recover. Point Mounties. Attack goes off the hands of Samantha Autozone and Malia Diaz at the front of the net. Back to serve for the Mounties, number 10, Emma Carson. And Samantha Autozone's attack is roofed by the duo of number 4 and number 21. That's Eva Fisher. There's a number 4 on the court for the Mounties, but I don't have a number 4 on my roster. Maybe I can get some clarification for that. And Alondra Cruz smartly watches the serve from Emma Carson sail out of bounds for a service error. Substitution on the floor for East LA. Coming in is number 3, Samantha Lopez for Malia Diaz. Lopez will serve. Big hit dug out by Santana. Lovo sets. Isabel Autozone will go. Off the hands of Lopez, just barely so. It's going to be a point for the Mounties. Lopez had a read on it, but couldn't quite tuck her hands in to avoid it getting glanced right off her fist for that Mountie point. Good volley here. Point East LA. Big hit off of Isabel Autozone. We can see that right here on the replay. Right off the hands of the back line of Emma Carson. 9 serving 4. And an attack error for number 9, Sydney Valentine. Goes right into the net. Ten serving 4, Isabel Autozone back to serve for your Huskies. 10-4, they lead here in our first set. And an ace for Isabel Autozone. Just finds the line. And a net violation called on East LA. That's Erica Lovo with the violation officially. So 5 serving, 11 here. Back to serve number 7, Isabella Ross. And a great awareness there by Samantha Autozone to read the ball in the air and just drop it down right in front of the Mounties for a great Husky point. Strong serve. Mounties able to recover. Dug out, but the attack off of Uretzi Silva just eats up East LA. Back to serve going to be Sydney Valentine. Santana, big hit, out of bounds. Point Mounties. Valentine will continue to serve. Punched over, dug out by Cruz. Lovo punches one over, trying to catch the Mounties off guard. Benavides. Little rainbow attack. Carson strikes, sails out of bounds. Point East LA. Substitution on the floor for East LA. Malia Diaz comes in for Samantha Lopez as Erica Lovo goes back to serve. East LA up by 6, 13-7 our score. And Tatum Hardaway, unable to read the attack, just lets the ball drop right in front of the net. Looks like she just mistimed it there looking at the replay. That's going to force a timeout. We'll step away for just a moment. You're watching Husky Volleyball right here on SportsNetUSA.net. So we're back from the timeout called by the Mounties. East LA leads 14-7. Back to serve for your Huskies. Number 30, Erica Lovo. Carson trying to catch the Mounties off guard. Lovo got the ball off for a pass, but it just drops again to the campfire for East LA. Point Mounties. Back to serve number 20, Maya Tiscareno. Here's Santana with a strike. Nice dig by Isabel. Santana goes for a line shot, just misses, and goes out of bounds. Point Mount SAC. Carson's attack rejected at the net. And another attack blocked but goes out of bounds. Point Mounties there within 4. So Mounties starting to sharpen up their play a little bit and reduce this lead that East LA has put on the Mounties. Diaz strikes, roofed by Fisher and Carson. Timeout on the floor, called by head coach Elliot Walker. we'll step away for a moment. You're watching Husky Volleyball right here on SportsNetUSA.net. So we're back from the East LA timeout. Mounties trailing East LA by 3, 14-11 our score here in the first set. And Emma Carson able to find the back line for a nice Mountie kill. Carson floats one over, and Alondra Cruz can't get the diving dig attempt. And the Mounties have closed the gap. They're now within 1 point of East LA, who came out strong to kick things off here in the first set. They had put up the first 2 points to get that one back. Great shot there. You can see the set from Lovo. Just sets up Santana perfectly for that kill. Point East LA. You get off the line shot there for Isabel Adazon. And great defense at the net for East LA. Mounties came roaring back here in this first set to get within one of East LA. It was 14-13. And now East LA has put up 4 unanswered points, including an ace just now against the Mounties, to go up 18-13. Santana still with the serve here for East LA. Makes a strong attempt there. Nice recovery for Lovo. Diaz from the outside gets a cross-court shot off. Carson blocked at the net, but a violation on East LA. Came very, very close, but that is indeed a touch on Malia Diaz. 18-14. punched over by Lovo. Good block there by Benavides. Point Mounties. The attempt at the block went out of bounds. Benavides unable to recover. Mounties have put up 3 points in a row. 18-16 our score. Back to serve still is number 12, Uretzi Silva. And a service error gives it right back over to East LA. Carson's attack goes out of bounds. Point East LA, 20-16 our score. And a timeout on the floor called by the head coach for Mount SAC. We'll step away for a moment. You're watching Husky Volleyball right here on SportsNetUSA.net. So we're back from the Mount SAC timeout. They're down by 4 as your Huskies lead the Mounties 20-16. Service error on East LA. Gives it right back over to the Mounties. 20-17 our score. Back to serve number 10, Emma Carson. Sydney Valentine with the kill for the Mounties. 20-18 our score. Carson still back to serve. Samantha out of zone with the Husky kill. And a service error by Samantha Lopez. Gives it right back over to the Mounties. Still up by 2. 19 serving 21. Back to serve number 21, Eva Fisher. And Samantha out of zone. Getting tricky with the Mounties here. She'll get the kill. Isabel Addazone back to serve. an attack error by Sydney Valentine gives the point to East LA, 23-19. As they get a substitution here, Valentine comes off the court in favor of number 18, Casey Worcester. Santana with a strike. Good recovery for the Mounties. Carson strikes. Cruz gets a hand on it, but it goes right out of bounds. Strong effort. Back to serve for the Mounties here, number 7, Isabella Ross. Samantha Autozone with a good hit. Nice diving effort for Samantha Lopez. Mounties monitoring their touches and a diving effort, but to no avail for Isabel Autozone. Mounties back within 2. 23-21 our score. Punched over by Santana. Can the Mounties recover? They are able to do so. It'll be a free ball. Lovo plays that one off the net. No violation. Point, East LA. Lovo had a good set for Samantha Autozone, but it was a little behind her. She couldn't get all the power as Samantha Autozone kind of had to reach behind her a little bit more just to get an attack on the ball. But here we are, set point. Samantha Autozone back to serve. And some misplay at the net. Point, Mount SAC. Mounties within 2, 22 serving 24. Back to serve number 18, Casey Worcester. Still set point for East LA. Inbounds for the Mounties. And Judge was right there on the line to see it in play. And an attack error for Isabel Autozone ties it up. 24 all here in this first set. The Mounties have tied it up for the first time here tonight. They've trailed this entire first set. And a violation called on Julie Benavides. 25-24 set point here for the Mounties. Service error. We're tied yet again. Substitution on the floor for the Mounties. Casey Worcester comes off the floor, and number 8, Brianna Reyna, is in. Back to serve number 30, Erica Lovo. point, Mount SAC. Set point once again for the Mounties. Aaliyah Diaz ties it back up. Back to serve for East LA, Susan Santana. We're tied 26 here. Aaliyah Diaz punches it over. Mountie strike again, finds the near side corner for a kill. 27-26, set point for the Mounties. And that's going to do it, 28th and final point here in our first set. The Mounties able to come roaring back in that first set. They were trailing the entire game in that first set and tied it up at 24 and end up taking that first set 28-26. We'll step away for the break between sets. You're watching Husky Volleyball right here on SportsNetUSA.net. So we're back for the start of our second set here tonight. You're watching Husky Volleyball right here on SportsNetUSA.net. I'm Albert Robles, bringing you all the action here tonight. We do thank you for joining us on this Halloween night here for this game of volleyball between your Huskies and the Mounties of Mount San Antonio College. Very thrilling first set put on tonight between these two teams here. East LA had the lead pretty much the entire time of that first set. East LA had only, Mounties had only tied things up against East LA at the at point 24. And a service there for Susan Santana gives it right back to the Mounties to start things off here in our second set. And after tying it up at 24, Mounties pretty much took control. East LA was able to tie it up a few times after that, but they did take that first set with a final score of 28-26. And already starting things off fairly quick here in the second set as they are the first on the board here. Emma Carson with a big attack, dug out by Santana. Lovo sets. Samantha out of zone, goes for the kill, can't get it. Big strike. Nice recovery here for the Mounties. And point East LA as we got a ball violation on the Mounties. Back to serve is number 14, Samantha Arazon. Good defense there by Benavides. Isabel with a strike. Big hit goes out of bounds. Point Mounties. That was Eva Fisher with the kill from Mount SAC to have her Mounties go up 2-1 here in our second set. Emma Carson goes back to serve. Free ball here for the Mounties. And Diaz can't see the attack, just goes right past her, stays in bounds. Point Mount SAC. Carson will continue service duties here for the Mounties. And a great block at the net by Eva Fisher. Another point for the Mounties. That's Isabella Ross with the kill that time. Just kind of slaps it down at an angled shot across the court. The attack from Kayla Stavely stays in bounds. Point Mount SAC. Nice dig there by Santana. That one kind of rolls off the tape of the net. And a great attack there by number 15, Isabel Addazone. Goes right off the libero, Maya Tiscareno. And too many touches called on East LA. 7-2 our score. What's up, Cerwin? Point East LA. Strong attack stays in bounds. Huskies back within 4 here as we get a substitution on the floor. Samantha Addazone and Malia Diaz will go to the bench. Back to service number 15, Isabel Addazone. Huskies unable to play that one off the net. Point Mount SAC. Back to serve for the Mounties here, number 7, Isabella Ross. Point East LA, ball touched by the Mounties. Samantha Lopez credited with the kill for East LA. Back to serve number 5, Alondra Cruz. And an attack error for Yuretsi Silva. Her strong hit sails out of bounds. East LA back within 3. And an attack error for Alondra Cruz gives it right back over to the Mounties. 9-5 our score. Substitution on the floor. Stavely will go to the bench. On the floor for Mounties is Brianna Reyna. And ball is touched off the Husky attack, so point East LA. 6-9 our score. Back to serve is Erica Lovo. Samantha Lopez will come off the floor in exchange for Malia Diaz. Good play there at the net from Diaz and Samantha Addazone. Return attack from Susan Santana goes over the net, but lands out of bounds. Mounties played that one off the net. Inbounds finds the line. Point Mounties. Point Mounties. Attack from East LA goes just out of bounds. Service error on the Mounties. Back to serve for East LA, Susan Santana. 7 serving 12. And Samantha out of zone with the roof. Samantha out of zone does it again. Actually, they called a violation. So I guess I do have the score correctly. I might have mispunched my scoreboard along at some point, but I guess I did punch the right number. So 13-9 our score in favor of the Mounties. Ball touched on East LA. Point Mount Sac. 14 serving 9. Back to serve is Uretzi Silva for Mount Sac. Almost a service error. East LA plays it off the tape. Line shot goes out of bounds. Point East LA. Okay, so we do have a scoring correction. There was a missed point. So it's 15-9. But it is still East LA ball right here. Service error gives a point to the Mounties. 16-9 our score. Substitution on the floor for the Mounties. Kayla Stavely comes in for number 8, Brianna Reyna. Emma Carson with the serve. Stavely's hit sails out of bounds. Point East LA. Isabel out of zone with the kill. The attack from Isabel almost took the head off of Kayla Stavely. And Mounties with some trickery get the kill. 17-11 our score. Malia Diaz will go to the bench. Samantha Lopez on the floor now for East LA. Back to serve, number 21, Eva Fisher. Service error on Fisher gives a point to East LA. Down by 5. Ooh, strong attack from Stavely. Hits Samantha Lopez right in the face. She is okay, though. As it kind of rolled off the upper part of her arm and up her shoulder. Point East LA. Kill for Susan Santana. Point East LA. Attack out of bounds for Mount SAC. East LA is now within 4 here in our second set. Point East LA, too many touches called on the Mounties. Attack error for Susan Santana, goes out of bounds. 19-15 our score. Brianna Reyna back to serve here for the Mounties. And an ace for Brianna Reyna. Timeout on the floor called. The head coach, Elliot Walker, will step away for a moment. You're watching Husky Volleyball right here on SportsNetUSA.net. So we're back from the East LA timeout. They trail now by 6, 21-15 our score. Little miscommunication there on the Mounties, point East LA. Back to serve number 30, Erica Lovo. Strong attack from Samantha Autozone, but sails out of bounds. And an attack error now for East LA, 23-16 our score. Mounties 2 points away from putting away the second set. Attacker on East LA, point Mount SAC. Set point here for the Mounties. And there it is, 25th and final point here in our second set. Mount SAC in full control for that second set. They take it 25-16. We'll step away for the break between sets. You're watching Husky Volleyball right here on SportsNetUSA.net. right, and so we are back here live at the E-rena located on the campus of East Los Angeles College for some Husky volleyball as we're about to enter the third set. East LA trailing 2-0 against the visiting Mounties of Mt. San Antonio College. I'm Albert Robles bringing you all the action here tonight in this game. And joining with me now for our third set, and hopefully not the last set if East LA has anything to say about it, is Cerwin D. Haynes, who joins us here coming off of women's soccer.
Yeah, 5 hours of soccer up in Weingart Stadium. The men and the women playing final regular season home game for both teams. As the Huskies hit that attack too long, and it goes out of bounds. Women, the men lost to both teams played El Camino. The men lost 3-1. The women tied 2-2. Interestingly with the women, though, it was kind of a disappointing tie, which kind of goes both ways. Disappointing in the sense that they had the lead for most of the second half and tried to keep away defensively, and just gave El Camino too many opportunities to get the set pieces going. And the Huskies lost the lead late. And Mount SAC here gets the point on the attack. You know, I was checking out the score while I was at soccer and checking out this second set here. Despite Mount SAC being up 2-0, there's been plenty of opportunities for the Huskies where, you know, they played them tighter or clean up some mistakes here and there. This could be a different story, a different match.
Yep. Yeah, the first set, you know, East LA really started off strong. They had the lead the entire set up until the 24th point, where Mount SAC, once they got their 24th point, they tied it up against East LA. And of course, you know, have to win by 2. They go to point 25. East LA ties it up at 25. And then the Huskies just couldn't get that extra point. It was just, you know, they'll go up, tie it up again, go up again, tie it up again. And then Mount SAC just puts them away at 28-26.
And the thing is, that's really been the story of this team. Not just haven't been able all season long to get that one extra point, either to take a set or establish a bigger lead, or to establish momentum and keep momentum going in a set where they can rattle off 3, 4, 5 points in a row.
And Mount SAC already roping off 4 points here, but an attack error gives a point to East LA. They're on the board here.
I'm looking at this Mount SAC team. You know, you and I were both here 2 years ago when Huskies made their lone playoff berth, and that epic 5-set match here 2 years ago against Mount SAC, where the Huskies beat the Mounties for the first time ever. And I think that Mounties team was definitely, or obviously the ELAC team was a better team, but I think that Mounties team was a better team.
And an attack error on the Mounties, so point for East LA. Point East LA.
Looking at the standings here, first time that the South Coast Conference, in terms of conference play, has been split to North and South. Well, of course, we're familiar with that with men and women's basketball. But they did it for the first time with volleyball. That serve is high, but dies down kind of late. Huskies respond, try to set up the attack. Oh, good dig by Mount SAC there. Huskies have a chance to get a good attack here. And it sails long. Part of the problem Huskies is not getting up high enough on their attacks. That ball was not badly placed. It was within a foot or so of the net. It's just you just get up high enough where the attack could have gone downward over the net instead of sailing kind of right rainbow over the net. That's where you get in trouble with the attack sailing out of bounds. Oh, that's kind of not the strongest of attacks, but it finds the campground, as you like to say.
Yeah, that one just kind of died right at the feet of East LA. Really tricky read on that particular play.
Oh, there's a good attack. Ah, there you go.
Isabella Lemos with the kill for East LA.
Good placement on that second hit, that pass. Lemos put it down and had some power behind it. On a line drive and an ace on the serve there.
Samantha Autozone with a nice little clutch ace there for East LA. So they're now within 1.
I argue that Samantha Arizona's been the Huskies' best player this season. And there's another ace.
Back-to-back aces for Samantha Autozone, ties it up 6-all here in our third set.
Arizona actually ranked 5th in the conference right now in blocks per set with .7.
Isabel with a big hit.
Trying to catch Huskies off guard there. Oh, good block attempt by Mount SAC. Huskies recover. Trying to catch the Huskies off guard with that second hit attack. And it's out, but off the hands of number 10 from Mount SAC for Husky point.
It's Isabel Autozone with the kill for East LA. 7-6 now our score.
Interestingly, Samantha Arizona, her sister Isabel Arizona, is 3rd in the conference in service aces per set with a little over half ace per set. Oh, the soft attack. Huskies just got there.
It's a great diving effort there by Isabel Autozone to keep things alive.
Oh, just kind of lost their footing and their placement on those passes there as the point goes to Mount SAC.
Elia Diaz goes for an attack, rejected at the net, and it drops at the feet of Isabella Lemos. 8-7 our score.
Samantha Arizona leads the team in total points on the season with 199.
Service error on Mount SAC, so point East LA's. We got a substitution here. Kyle Lopez comes in for Julie Benavides. Kyle Lopez will go back to serve.
Samantha Arizona, she's 3rd on the team and total kills, 127 kills. 3rd in average kill per set, 1.84. Oh,
and that's an ace for Kale Loza.
See, this is where the Huskies need to continue to take advantage. Mount SAC not quite sharp in this set, and the Huskies they can keep the pressure on. Matter of focus. Unfortunately, not
Clips
there.
the net, but goes out of bounds. So point for Mount SAC.
But Samantha Arizona, one of the more efficient, probably the most efficient Husky attacker in terms of percentage based on the amount of attacks. She leads the team. Actually, she's not only lead the team in percentage, but she at 224, her attack percentage based on her volume makes her very dangerous. As Mount SAC misplayed that 3rd hit as it fell inside the net in front of them for a Husky point, and they lead 10-9 in this 3rd set.
Back to serve for East LA. Isabel Autozone.
Good dig.
Point for Mount SAC off the attack error.
Santana, she needs to get up. She needs to get some air up above her jumps, because right now her attacks are kind of rainbow. You know, they're going wide and long instead of any type of downward aim. Oh, good effort there, not to.
Aaliyah Diaz almost getting a kill for East LA. Good dig there by the Mounties. Punched over. Santana blocked at the net.
Again, that was a little far, you know, but again, not really getting enough air up under her to get the angle that she really needs for an effective attack.
Isabella Ross serving. So service ace for Ross.
You know, here we are. Huskies were basically leading for most of this set, and now we turn around and Mount SAC scored the last 3 points to take the lead. 12-10. Huskies trail now. Huskies can get low enough to dig that ball out.
So 13-10 our scores. We get a substitution here. Versa Sparks comes in on the floor for Isabel Arizon. 13 serving 10.
Ball up in the air. See if the Huskies can turn it into a quality attack. The touch attack almost finds the floor.
Diving effort sent over to the Mount SAC side.
That ball is, good eye there, is out. Huskies momentarily halt the Mountie run here as they get the point. Now trail 13-11. Huskies trail 2-0 in the match. And a line drive just right into the middle of the net for Malaya Diaz. You know, mistakes like that, when one team is starting to try to wrest control of a match, of a set, mistakes like that is what will allow that team to continue to wrest control little by little. And there's an ace. And now it seems like the Mounties have the momentum that the Huskies had earlier in this set.
So 15-11 our score. Emma Carson back to serve. She just got an ace. Won't get this one. And Samantha Arizon finds the corner for a kill.
She went for both a little bit of power, but a little bit of location on that attack. And she found the back corner. Ooh, and that service went out the back line.
So service error for Erica Lovo.
Again, especially when you just get the serve back and to be able to serve the error right after, you know, doesn't give your team a chance to kind of to build any type of momentum. Kind of an offhanded attack by Arizona, but it works and she gets the kill.
It was a great little move there by Samantha Arizon for the kill.
She was winding up with the right hand, but she had to touch a tackle from the left. Caught Mount SAC off guard. Oh, in and found that line there.
Strong attack by Isabel. She check this out on the replay. Isabel just makes a great read and just finds the inner portion of the line.
That cross-court attack, hard to master. Oh, and that service error goes out as Santana. He's had some miscues in this game so far, what we've seen. But again, just need to kind of cut down on those as Mount SAC gives it right back on a service error of their own.
You know, Cerwin, I know it's a long ways away for the new gym building.
Yes, I know you can't wait.
But I cannot wait.
You cannot wait. we all feel the same way as the service error there by Arizona gives a point back to Mount SAC. No, we all feel the same way.
Because, you know, it's supposed to be fall.
Yes, but it feels like a
muggy
summer day.
Yeah, but it is a California fall. Like, it was in the 80s today. It was like, isn't it supposed to be like, you know, cooler temperatures now? What's going on here?
Yeah, you wouldn't know being in here.
And of course, you know, with the AC not working in this gym, it just makes it that much less fun.
And like we talked about a few minutes ago off air, I've started in the department in 2019. Spring of 2019, and in the air system in this building has not worked even before I was hired on to the department. So
service error on the Mounties here.
However, the good news is that next year the school and the district will break ground finally on the new athletic and kinesiology facility. It will include gym, an auxiliary gym, which is something we've never had. Offices for both athletics, sections and offices for both athletics and kinesiology. And a rumor that eventually a direct connection from the new facility to Weingart Stadium.
Ooh.
Which is also set for renovation. We hear it's a top-down, bottom-up renovation as Mount SAC gets the point here. Because the one thing everyone says about our Weingart Stadium is that the bones are really good, but but it's just, you know, unfortunately it's really outdated, and you know, for a stadium that was built in the 50s, it has a lot of history to it. You know, airing of Forrest Gump, I think Friday Night Lights, or Friday, you know, a lot of famous programs and movies have been aired using that stadium, and that attacked sales out.
Also in a few TV shows that I've seen recently, because like I forget what show it was, but I was watching it. It was like a female character running the track. And I'm like, I know that track. That's Weingart Stadium.
And Coach Walker doesn't want to see this match so soon, so he calls a timeout here. Huskies trail 21-16 in this third set as they trail in the match 2-0.
We'll step away for a moment. You're watching Husky Volleyball on SportsNetUSA.net. So we're back from the East LA timeout. Huskies trailing here in the third set, 21-16.
Trying to stave off the loss as Mount SAC now is seen to find their groove late in the set, like they did, something similar to like they did in the prior two sets. Finding their groove late.
Big kill there by Emma Carson.
Davis tried to catch Mount SAC off guard. Oh, see.
Missed-timed
Yeah,
jump
she
by
mistimed
Malia
it.
Diaz.
See, the problem is she went soft on that first attack and tried to catch Mount SAC off guard. And then when she went up, it looks like she might have been confused on whether or not she should go soft again or go hard. And it just threw her off, completely off kilter.
An official will go down as a net violation.
Oh, and there's an ace.
An ace.
Oh, that was. And Ralph Wesson, who's next to us, feels that ball was out. And they don't see the coach. I don't see Coach Walker contesting it. So match point for Mount SAC. 24-16. Diaz goes for the soft kill. She gets it on that soft attack. But, you know, Ralph groans about it, but we've talked about it in previous games, how the Huskies have had issues misjudging that back line.
So 17 serving 24. Isabel AutoZone back to serve for East LA.
Trying to stave off match point, and then they don't. And Mount
So a
SAC
service error, unfortunately, ends the match here tonight. 25-17 is our final score in the third set. And Mount SAC sweeps East LA in 3 straight sets here tonight.
And it feels sad, you know, from Ralph Weston because he actually, to his credit, he spent a lot of time during the off season, during the summer with the incoming class here, and you know, he worked with them, and he was a firm believer that this team had what it took to be a playoff contender this year. Because, like similar to 2 years ago, Coach Walker was able to bring in an influx of club players that, you know, he was able to be able to teach them advanced tactics and things of that nature. But it just hasn't panned out this year the way a lot of folks thought it did for ELAC.
Yeah, absolutely had some talented players, especially in the form of Samantha AutoZone, but not a whole lot of more developed talent to really support her skills.
Well, that and also what the earlier reports early on in the season is that the team struggled collectively. Like the individual talents were there, but as far as like communicating, coordination, calling things out during the matches, the things that they were doing in practice just did not carry over enough into actual games. Perhaps also because you do have a good deal of freshmen on the team, that the speed of the college game maybe was a lot to take in initially in the beginning, in the early months of the season.
Well, that's going to do it for us here tonight. Mounties of Mt. SAC victorious over your ELAC Huskies right here on SportsNetUSA.net. But tomorrow we have another game for you, Husky football versus, I believe, Pasadena City.
Yep, Pasadena City College.
That'll be a 4 p.m. game, not 6 p.m.
That's right.
For some reason. I don't know.
There is a story behind that, but you know we won't get it. Maybe we'll, if we have a chance to talk about it tomorrow, there is. But it's not a funny story. It's just kind of a happenstance. Well, the outgoing head coach, as you all know, Arnie Robles, who was set to who won the job outright during the winter, left in late July. He got a golden offer, a D1 assistant coach grad offer that he couldn't turn down. He was been a fool to turn down. Took that job and kind of left it to where Bobby Godinez took the reins back over. Now, the rumor is that Arnie communicated to a lot of people that he wanted the game to be at 4. Why, we don't know. But it didn't make the channels up and down, and it didn't make it to me. I'm the one that has to set the schedule. And so it would find out maybe a month and a half ago that, oh, yeah, we're going to play the game at 4 instead of 6. So it's not the most exciting story, but that's how it goes.
Yeah, so it is what it is there. So be sure to like and subscribe and get all the alerts for when we go live right here on SportsNetUSA.net. For Cerwin D. Haynes and Ed Ford, I'm Albert Robles. You've been watching Husky Volleyball right here on SportsNetUSA.net.